Alright guys, I have a question here for some school teachers and a question here for some pastors, ministers. Okay. One, for some of the school teachers, knowing knowledge knowing how much is true, how many of you are awake to what we were taught wasn't real on how events happened, just a small narrative of what America chose for us to call history versus the rest of the world's history? How many of you know facts like that and still feel okay with teaching that to our school children? Because that's what you were indoctrinated to do. I don't know if you've seen that little orb go across, but they're real, guys. It's not dust, okay? Now, how many of you just stick with your indoctrination of what you were told to teach and share without digging for further knowledge and using common sense in a lot of things as well? I'd really like to know. Okay? I mean, knowing who has had the heads of the schools, who's made up and who's behind the books and the things, and we know who's behind the photos taken, right? All those things made up, right? Yeah, okay? Yeah, how many of you still feel comfortable teaching the lies that aren't facts? Just curious. Now for you preachers, how many of you keep wanting to spew out words in a book with misquotes from King James, and then Nebuchadnezzar and stuff like that from before, okay? Things, and Caesar, things like that, okay? There's been a few other people who've had their tidings and how the Bible should be written, should be said, scriptures should be interpreted, okay? How many of you know about that king and some of those other men? Truly know what's behind their deeds and how they dissected it, so people wouldn't know about the book of Mary Magdalene and the truth about Jesus and her being companions? How many of you just go with the scripts you were taught, or actually went to a Christian college and did all those things to become that minister? Okay? Without truly questioning, by going straight to the source himself, Yeshua. Because J's, they weren't around. Okay? And when you put Yahweh with Yeshua, Yah, put the way in Shu, and Shu us. That's the energy we all share. We all share infinity without end. We truly do. But how many of you preach that? How many of you talk about that? And the true energies and the things that Jesus taught us. He taught us more than prayer. And I go back, what I talked about before with on the Sabbath day. If I bring that one thing up again, I brought it up in another spot. To fix the hand. He showed. You can still do work on that day. You can still save a life. You can actually put action. You don't have to live by the script. He showed many times you don't have to live by the script. He wasn't for their systems. He was here to teach us how to break their systems, guys. How many of you guys know to go to him for your interpretation, for you to see the scriptures for yourselves, not because someone else is telling you this is what it means. In your soul, you should know what it means, guys. At one, connected, there is no confusion. No confusion. So if you are feeling an ounce of confusion with certain things, okay? Tell yourself, are you preaching the truth? The way the gospel was meant to be. I'm going to end it here. There's more I could put in this segment. For right now, we'll keep it here. Peace and love.